So guys, I don't actually know if I'm even centre. That's how long it's been. So basically we are finally back, kind of. I've still got another 2 weeks left of this, or basically a month left of this course, but most of the stuff that I need to do has been done. I'm just waiting on other people now. So me and Faye are, well, we're off today. It's Bank Holiday Monday, and it's the first like proper weekend I've been off where I've not had loads of stuff to do, and it's been absolutely lovely. I was going to do stuff around the house and I haven't done much, but I've played lots of Valheim, and we started the new world on Valheim yesterday. So, well, priorities and stuff. I am opening, my coaching is back open now, which is really good. So if anyone's interested, just apply below. Usual online coaching. I'll create you a personalised trainer plan based on what you need to bring up and what your goals are and what gym you go to. And then obviously I'll set you macro nutrition targets. We'll change them weekly as required or as necessary. So basically weekly video check-ins, and then obviously 24/7 WhatsApp support. But what I might do is, just to kind of get things rolling again, it's like some sort of challenge. So I might do like a 10 or 8 week challenge where everyone just pays for like a month worth of coaching. They get 2 months worth of service, and the winner then gets like a cash prize. I'm thinking like maybe the second place gets their money back, maybe first place gets double their money back, and then I don't know, third place gets like a month of coaching or something, or whatever. Well, I'll think about it, but any ideas obviously just let me know below. I just think it'll be pretty cool. But the only downside is this time of year it's like post-summer, so it's going to be like a pre-Christmas transformation. I am £185.8. My training has been going very, very well. The last few months of the course, it didn't like, I still progressed. I still made sure every training session was hit. I just fatigued much faster, and my deloads were almost, well, I had 6 weeks of training before my 2 deloads, between my 2 deloads, which for me is usually 8. Nothing else changed. That's just the stress of work, which obviously impacts sleep, I suppose. But yeah, so back to normal as I should be. Well, I haven't really been off, like I said. £185.8 on average. I'll keep pushing until mid-September, and then I'll pull back. I have no reason now to try and push to £200. It's just going to be fat for the sake of it. Unless in a few months' time, obviously before the mini cut, everything's progressing really well, then I'll just keep pushing up. But at the moment, I've pulled back. I don't really want to get above £185, £190 until the next show, which will be, as you see in the title, 2 years away. So I'll do a mini cut September, October, November time. I'll then push up until June, July, August next year. I'll do a pre-prep then, get down to like 170, which is quite lean, and then I'll make sure not to get above 175, 180 before I start prep the following January. So it'll be the earlier shows in 2027 in the UK, which I'm looking forward to. At the moment, it might change. I might get to £200 absolutely shredded and just compete tomorrow. So for now, me and Faye are off to Cafe Nero. As you can tell, we haven't had a coffee yet. We aren't doing work in Cafe Nero today. I'm actually doing nothing today. I'm just going to start setting up this client stuff, and obviously my normal clients, and then just setting up sheets for the new ones, because there's a few things I want to add in terms of data collection. Anyway, we are, well, yesterday, we got into the habit yesterday of going for a walk in the morning and getting a coffee, because they're cheap, before the, what do you call it, busyness? Before the rush.
We live in Wales, and no way.
Town gets busy. We live in a tourist attraction of a hot spot of a town, which is a nice place.
And bank holiday.
Exactly. Summer holidays, bank holidays. We're miserable beeps, and we hate people, like, quite a lot. So I like the people in the gym, I like the people in my crowd, but I just hate busy places and people that are just all moany, like I am now. So we're gonna get coffee, we're gonna go for a walk. It's 8 o'clock, so it's not actually that early, but for bank holiday people it is. And I'm going to do a pull session today. My normal gym is closed because of bank holidays, so I'm going to do a different gym, so I won't record this pull session. If I can, I will, but it won't be the normal pull session anyway. It'll just be like a very similar to, as much as I can make it. But yeah, I just thought I'd get the ball rolling again with YouTube. So this is basically just a full day of eating on a training day, about 3,700 calories. Yeah, see you in a bit. So guys, we are back. We actually went to a place for acai. What was it called? Harper's?
Yes.
Harper's at a hotel?
Montclair.
Harper's at Montclair Hotel, which was in Llandudno, and it was very, very nice. It was probably the best acai you've ever had. What do you think?
It was very nice. Yeah,
it was a bit cheeky. Like, we weren't going to have it, but we did. As always, I kind of like just subsidise other meals around it. I usually have cream of rice before the gym. I've now got that cream of rice meal as my last meal. Acai is quite high in fat. Obviously, compared to like a normal cooked breakfast, it's nothing like that, but it's like good 20-30 grams if you include the almond butter and that sort of thing as well. So I've now replaced the pre-workout meal with 2 pieces of sourdough toast with about 35 grams of jam, and it looks horrible, but it's a good 35 grams or whatever, 45 grams away about 65 grams of water mixed together and microwaved for a minute. Just to get protein in and some more carbs in before the gym. I usually like a good, if I train early like today, so like before midday, I like a good 1,000 calories in total. At least one protein serving in before that. I usually have 4, 5 protein servings ideally, but 4 usually on like a day when I'm not working, because I'm in an off season and I don't eat as often. I'm not as hungry as often, so 4 is a lot easier. Sometimes if I try and cram 5 in, 4 of them are after the gym in a very short time period, and it's not very good for digestion. So we'll see. I think today will be a 4 serving kind of day. But things like acai or going out for breakfast or anything like that, don't be afraid when you're off season. Obviously, diet or immediately post diet, you want to kind of fit things in. If you're gonna have a big takeaway like a Domino's or a Chinese or an Indian, the best thing you can do is kind of like macro match if you can, but it's almost impossible with the fat content. So at least calorie match. Get a minimum of 1 gram per pound of protein in for the day. What I would do in that case is kind of like merge 2 meals together and just enjoy it, as opposed to trying to macro match it, because sometimes being so obsessed with the numbers makes you not enjoy the meal. It beats the point. It's an off season. You're gonna gain weight anyway. Don't be a bell end, but at the same time, don't be afraid to enjoy yourself. I'm on like a good 4,000 calories, or like, as you can see today, 3,700 calories today. If I wanted to take away the fat, let's say a good size takeaway is 1,500 calories. That's like 2 of my meals anyway, so it's quite easy to do. But when it's something like acai, or it's something quite healthy, then it's a lot easier just to fit it into your food. That acai, I'll work it out and put it here, but it's about 600 calories. I'll add 100 just to make sure that I didn't go over. And then obviously I'll have the toast and that on the side as well. I'll make an intro. The intro will be here as well. It's 25 grams of carbs and salts and that sort of thing, but no the macros. More of the story is, if you want to go out with your missus, or you want to go out with your partner or your friends, just fit it in. Don't be so stuck into routine, especially in an off season. It'll make 0 difference to your progress, like 0. If I went out for a cooked breakfast with Faye instead, for example, easily 70 grams of fat in some places. One day isn't going to make a difference unless you're a bell end and you eat just shit tons all day because you're trying to, I don't know, oh, I've gone off the rails, I might as well have a 10,000 calorie challenge. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So guys, got the goods. I don't know if you can see me. Am my sun really in my face? Is it all right?
Yeah, you can see your
Should be
face.
all right.
There's nobody behind you.
It's just basically key. What?
What?
I wanted to show you guys. You see behind me. It's a hell of a day. Go out, get your sun, get your steps. I do a lot on the treadmill. I'm really bad for that because I can do work at the same time. But it's so much better if you can go out and do it. I say that, this is the second day I've done it. Well, no, I go for lots of walks in the back of the house now. I stuck to my word in the last video. I do go quite a lot now in the back of the house for the little mountain. The main point in this video, which I wanted to push, which this is the morning, but you'll be watching this a bit later on because I wanted to get started on the full day of eating, to show you. But the biggest key is the biggest driver for muscle growth, and people tend to neglect this because they focus so much on diet and sleep and recovery and the optimal training split and all this sort of stuff, and it's all well and good, but you got to think of the main reason why you're doing all that, and the main reason why you're doing all that is because training is the key. Like, training is the stimulus you need to provide yourself in order to grow muscles. They won't grow otherwise. So if you're focused too much on the other variables, which were created in order to provide the best training stimulus, but then you've kind of lost sight of the actual goal, then you just won't grow. If you're just getting a surplus and you're not training optimally, and you're in a perfect diet, perfect sleep, perfect everything, you won't grow. To grow, you have to make sure that the training is absolutely everything in terms of you're progressing, you're at a good volume, you're recovering from it. So all the other variables are important, but only for the sole goal that training needs to be absolutely 100% in terms of the best as you can make it. If there's something else you can do to make training better, do it. But just ensure that when you actually go into the gym, that you actually train as hard as you can, that you actually progress, like I said. But just focus on that. Everyone says about how diet is the hardest thing and all that sort of thing, and it's not. It shouldn't be. Training is fun, but it should be the hardest thing. It should be the thing you get a bit nervous for. It should be the thing you get a bit worried about. But it should be the thing that you focus on. So yeah. Anyway, catch you guys for the next meal. So guys, back from the gym. It was a good session. It was pull on the cards today. Why did we say on the cards? I didn't say on the cards.
I don't know if it's to do with like tarot reading. Isn't it supposed to be like, I don't know, I'm just
Yeah, go on.
No, what I was thinking is like, your fate is on the cards, and the tarot reading would have like your fate on it.
Okay, so Faye's psychic powers are
version
the reason why we say on the cards. But it was pull on the cards. It was a really good session, as best as it can be in a different gym. I did probably more volume than I usually do, but obviously when you're training in a different gym, the perception of failure is always slightly different. Most of us anyway. We're not all JP. We try our best. Post-workout, you want to focus on fast digesting carbs and protein. Don't be too scared of a little bit of fat or fibre. You're not just going to ruin your next session. You're not training for, chances are, till like the next day anyway as a bodybuilder. So the carbs will be up by then. But you want to obviously limit fats a little bit, mainly for digestive reasons, I find anyway. To workout, I've got rice, beef mince, beans, onions, garlic, I'll have some of that as well on the side, about 25 grams at the moment. I might have something extra in terms of extra carbs. You're right.
Oh, that wasn't food. I put it in my mouth. It was on the top. I don't know what I don't know.
If I have anything else, I'll show you guys. So that last meal's very nice. It was a while ago now, so it feels weird saying that. The beans will obviously slow down digestion, but like I said, it's not the biggest deal. I'd rather get some sort of fibre in. This meal now is a meal that me and Faye have together. We have at least one meal together a day if she's not working in the evening. You probably guess what it is. It's literally steak and potatoes. These are barbecue potatoes because I couldn't bother chopping them up myself. Obviously 10% broccoli, olive oil, garlic and salt and lemon juice. My steak is a little bit overcooked, but I'm sure I will survive. Because I'm having 4 meals instead of 5, I'm going to have that as well, just to get the protein up. I was going to have skier, but I don't think my stomach likes that much food right now. That's a bit more calorie dense. I'm not too bad, to be honest with the other people that are interested in that sort of stuff. They're better than the protein puddings in terms of, well, health, because it's more of a yoghurt. With that last meal, I did have dates as well, which I forgot to record, but I put the macros in. I had 4 days, which is the medjool dates, which is 60 grams. They're half price in Asda at the moment, so they're $2.75 I think for the 400 grams. So yeah, get yourself a couple of boxes. Since the last one, we literally went for a walk, didn't we? So I put some evidence here. It was absolutely boiling. I literally had a shower and was sweating again already. It must have been like 30 degrees.
It was really hot.
And there's no wind.
The wind was hot.
Yeah, well, there was wind, but it wasn't there saving us. It was going against us. And then obviously after this meal, we'll go back on Valheim because we have a world to save. And then I'll catch you guys for the last meal, which is probably going to be, oh no, it'll be a cream of rice meal, which we've seen before, but I'll show you again anyway, because I'm so nice. So guys, it's the last meal, but it's a different day. I actually couldn't be bothered filming the last meal, which I think I took a picture of it. If I did, I'll put it here. But from recollection, it's very similar to this meal. This meal now, which is literally 2 days later, is cream of rice with whey on top and I think it's almond butter, might be peanut butter. And then frozen raspberries that I have on the side that I microwave into like a mush. But what I have found is when you microwave them and mix them, you can see what's inside them, and sometimes you don't want to with frozen fruit. So there's been like 2 or 3 occasions where I've seen like a tiny maggot in the frozen raspberries, and that's not just from one shop, that's from different shops. So pretty gross, but I suppose it's expected when it comes to well, any fresh fruit or veg, when it's been like frozen when it's perfectly ripe. So the meal today is very similar. I've just finished a workout. My routine has changed quite a bit. So now on my work days, I've gone from working 5 days a week, 8:30 till 4:30, to now working 8 till 6, 4 days a week. Because of that, I can't train in the morning. I haven't got time to train, shower and get to the work. So now I train after work. So this is now my post-workout meal, which I have before, well, an hour and a half, 2 hours before bed. On the day I was recording, I had this with, I think, dates and an apple. I look back at MyFitnessPal. I'll put the whole, well, actually, I'll have the MyFitnessPal, login here, and the picture, obviously. I think that's the only difference. Usually on that day that I recorded, that would have been the pre or post meal, but obviously I had the acai, I think, with Faye. That was today. So obviously things mix up a little bit. But basically the goal of the video was just kind of to stress the importance of making training the priority. So even when you have little meals off plan or little things like I did on that day, which wasn't planned, but I suppose that's the point of off plan, is just still prioritize peri-workout nutrition, still focus on making sure that your workout is the penultimate time of your day. Now that the foot's come off the gas pedal with the master side of work, I'll now start recording a bit more. And I'll kind of go into detail as to how I'm finding the afternoon training or the evening training. So I used to train in the evening. I used to always have a pre-workout as well when I was a lot younger, and obviously not really understand why I couldn't sleep. And then when I learned a bit more, I realised it was a pre-workout. I had less pre-workout and convinced myself that I was sleeping, and I was falling asleep really well. But obviously I couldn't understand why I was tired all the time. And it's probably because my sleep quality was quite poor because of that pre-workout. So this time around, I'm not having any caffeine for the evening sessions, which is really weird. So yesterday was the first day and it was a bit rubbish, to be honest with you. It's like an upper session and numbers were slightly down and oomph just wasn't there. Today was the second day. I had a coffee first thing and that was it all day. And I don't know, it was a lot better. So yesterday I had like coffee first thing, mid-morning, and another one in the afternoons I knew wasn't any pre. And I think that's what killed me. I kind of just crashed. Whereas today it was just a lot easier, and it was legs as well. So what I found was after the first 2 or 3 sets, once you get into it, you don't really remember not having pre, if that makes sense. You kind of forget you haven't had caffeine. So I think it's just a case of getting used to it. There is less oomph, so the energy is obviously high because I'm on a lot of food, but the drive towards a set isn't quite there. So you have to just mentally switch yourself on, just go for it, and the numbers are there. So basically anyone that trains without caffeine or on low caffeine or late in the evening and can't have caffeine around that time, it's fine. Just get over it. You'll still progress. So, and obviously on the 3 days that I am off work, I can still train with caffeine, like the day that I recorded. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling. That wasn't the point of this video. I will be back on YouTube a bit more. The coaching, obviously, applications are open, so you can follow the link below and just apply for coaching if you're interested. And I am still thinking of doing some sort of challenge. As for when and what, I don't quite know, but it's in the making, so we'll see. I'll have a think. Any ideas, obviously just DM me or comment down below. Any particular videos you guys want to see, obviously let me know. I'll go into a bit more about my training, my split, and how I'm adjusting things based on my work and that sort of thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Any questions, just drop them below or drop me a DM, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.